If I think about Growth River's value to GeneWiz, is really along every single step of GeneWiz's growth. I was joking, like with Amy myself, the list of service we put on the website, things we can do together is more than what we have with 300 people today. So that's showing how naive we were and how eager we were in the beginning. What we set up between GeneWiz and Growth River is a very structured process. We'll have Growth River professionals coming to GeneWiz on quarterly basis, on annual basis. We put our management team together, leadership team together, and look at what are our primary constraints there. Is that in the development side, in the selling side, or the delivery side, the famous business triangle, if you may, of Growth River? And how do we address that primary constraints?
We have always been cultivating a culture at GeneWiz, and that's also with the help of Growth River, where we don't treat tension as negative things. We think conflicts are the sources of innovation.
2003 was the year GeneWiz exceeding $1 million revenue. When I started in 1999, $1 million seemed to be an insurmountable threshold. We surpassed that in 2003. Then I'm thinking, $5 million, $10 million, it's going to be harder and harder. But if I look at the GeneWiz growth in the last, GeneWiz growth has been very consistent. The growth is always double-digit growth. In the last few years, the growth even accelerated. Why? I think part of this actually is a contribution from Growth River.
By the way, we have been growing more than 40% every year for the last number. I don't remember how many number of years, but we have been doubling every other year.
In 2011, we had global revenue over $26 million.
5 facilities in the US and 2 in China. Global-wise, we have over 300 employees.
The primary constraint in the leadership is no longer Steve Sun or Emilia, or the founders. It's really we have a leadership team, we have a business leaders. They look at their team. Do they have a complete system of rules? Do they have a strategy? Do we have a conducive culture for growth there? And they look at the primary constraints, look at how do we invest ahead of the curve. So instead of just 2 of us, we have a team of leaders working together to grow the business. That drives our growth today. That will continue to drive GeneWiz's growth in the future.
The level of development I personally experienced from working with Growth River, it cannot be quantified by dollars, and I think it's worth every penny.